I'd like to remind you all that we had invited Maharaj when he visited Harihar Narayan Prabhu's home last time. We had a home program there, and we had requested Maharaj, please visit us at the temple. So Maharaj just said he took a very long flight just to keep his promise of coming here to Phoenix. So he deserves an extra round of applause for making it happen. Thank you, Maharaj, so much.
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai
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 Radha Raman Hari Govinda 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 Jai Jai
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga
Nitai Gaurango Nitai Gaurango
Nitai 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 Gauranga
Nitai Gaurango
Jai Sachinandana Jaya Sachinandana
Jai Sachinandana Jai Sachinandana
Sachinandana Jaya Sachinandana
Jai Sachinandana Jai Sachinandana
Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hare
Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hare
Patita Pavana Gaura Hare
Patita Pavana Gaura Hare
Gaura 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 Hare
Gaura 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 Hare
Gaura 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 Hare
Gaura 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 Hare
Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hare
Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hare
Patita Pavana Gaura Hare
Patita Pavana Gaura Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare
Riva 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 Riva
Jai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jai Gaur Hari Bol
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजगाचार्य
Ashtottara Satasri Srimati His Divine Grace Avaicharanara Ravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Srila Prabhupada ki Prabhupada Anuga ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shishi Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I've been asked to speak to you on the advent of Lord Krishna to prepare all of you for Janmashtami. So I'm just choosing to read something from Srimad Bhagavatam, from Srila Prabhupada's book also. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tatochayam Udirayet. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, random reading, Canto 10, Chapter 3, Texts 9 to 10. Tam madbhudam bhalakam ambujekshanam chaturbhujam shankhagadadi udhayudam Sri vatsalakshmam galashobi kaustubam pitambaram sandrapayoda saubhagam Maharah vaidhurya kirita kundala tvisha parishvakta sahasra kundalam Uddhama kanchi Angada Kankanadhibir Virochamanam Vasudeva Aikshata. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation: Vasudeva then saw the newborn child who had very wonderful lotus-like eyes and who bore in his 4 hands the 4 weapons, Shankha, Chakra, Gada and Padma. On his chest was the mark of Srivatsa, on his neck the brilliant Kaustuba gem. Dressed in yellow, his body blackish like a dense cloud, his scattered hair fully grown, and his helmet and earrings sparkling uncommonly with the valuable gem Vaidurya. The child, decorated with a brilliant belt, armlets, bangles and other ornaments, appeared very wonderful. Purport: to support the word Adbhutam, meaning wonderful, the decorations and opulences of the newborn child are fully described. As confirmed in the Brahma Samhita, Barhavatamsham asitam bhuda sundarangam. The hue of the Lord's beautiful form resembles the blackish color of dense clouds. Asita means blackish and Ambuda means cloud. It is clear from the word Chaturbhujam that Krishna first appeared with 4 hands as Lord Vishnu. No ordinary child in human society has ever been born with 4 hands. And when is a child born with fully grown hair? The descent of the Lord therefore is completely distinct from the birth of an ordinary child. The Vaidurya gem, which sometimes appears bluish, sometimes yellow and sometimes red, is available in Vaikuntha Loka. The Lord's helmet and earrings were decorated with this particular gem. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya jnananjana-shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam dadati swapadantikam vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanavitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sakitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jayasi Krishna Chaitanya Prabho Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare Hare. Here is a very brilliant description of the Lord, His appearance, His beautiful form. Krishna has got very special attribute, his form. There are 4 characteristics of Krishna which nobody else possesses. Not even Narayana, not even Vishnu, not even any of the avatars of the Lord, leave alone talking about the demigods or ordinary individuals. Leela Adbhuta Chamatkara Leela Kallora Varidivi Atulya Mathura Prema Mandita Priya Mandala Trijaga Manasa Karshi Murali Kalakujitaha Asamurtva Rupashi Visma Pita Characharaha. 4 qualities. One is his beautiful pastimes. Other is he is surrounded by wonderful devotees. Another one is he plays his beautiful flute, which stuns everybody. And lastly, his beautiful form. Asamaurtava Rupa Shri Visma Pita Characharaha. Asamaurtava Rupa Shri, unequaled. You can't see that anywhere else. Visma Pita Characharaha means bewilders the best of people. That Supreme Personality of Godhead has appeared for Vasudeva and Devaki in a prison house. So there's a lot of story about it. Questions also people ask. So I'll speak briefly something about the tattva of Krishna's birth. And I would like to speak something more about preparation because you hear these things often. I'll speak briefly on this and then maybe something on the preparation. There is mystery about Krishna's birth and appearance. Krishna already mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma neti mameti so Arjuna. That it is not easy to understand the appearance of Krishna. But if you do, evam yo veti tattvataha, who properly, in truth, understands it, then for him, tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti, there is no birth again in this world. Mameti so Arjuna, he come back to me. So there is something to understand about Krishna's appearance. That Krishna explains in simple terms in the Bhagavad Gita, that understanding me is not so easy. Only through devotion am I understood. Bhaktyamam janati. So sometimes we take this as very simple and ordinary because we assume that I am a devotee, so I have understood Krishna's appearance. And truly so, you must be a devotee and you've understood Krishna's appearance to the extent that you're a devotee. But there are a lot of mysteries in Krishna's appearance. First of all, people ask question, why is he appearing in four-handed form? That's not his original form. That's not his original form. And why is he appearing in Mathura? Why is he appearing in the jail, somewhere in a prison house? There's so many questions about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there's some little mystery about that we'll talk about. Why is he appearing in four-handed form? He's supposed to appear with his peacock feather and his flute in his hands in a beautiful, form that we all know about from Vrindavana. So that's not something in... You see, I come from South India. So there I normally am like a zonal secretary in Kerala and Tamil Nadu areas. So oversee preaching there. In Kerala is a famous place called Guruvayur. And there's a deity of Guruvayur Appan, Krishna. Supposed to be deity of Krishna worshipped by even Rukmini, that came floating in the waters after Dwaraka was submerged. He came and was brought by Guru and Vayu, as Brihaspati and Vayu. And they met with Lord Shiva there. And Lord Shiva gave place for the deity to be installed and since being worshipped. In that place. There they give you a story about why Krishna appeared in four-handed form, which was very attractive to me, so I thought I'll share this with you. Interestingly, there they tell you that this deity was worshipped in all the 3 times that Krishna was born. Vasudeva and Devaki, Prishni and Sutapa and Kashyapa and Aditi. These were the 3, in the boon that was given, okay, 3 times will come as your son. So in all these 3 times when they worship this deity. This is the deity that Vasudeva and Devaki worshipped. This is the deity that Prishni and Sutapa worshipped. This is the deity and Kashyapa and Aditi worshipped. That's in the history in the Sthala Purana of the temple. So 3 times he appeared. So they'll tell you that is why the deity is the one that appeared in Mathura in four-handed form. Because that deity is four-handed form. Original Narayana. And everywhere in the Vedas and everybody is known as Vishnu. Narayana is the supreme Godhead and things like that. So he appeared. You switch to the great commentaries of the Acharyas, and Prabhupada in a footnote also talks about it here in the Bhagavatam, that Krishna never leaves Vrindavana. He never leaves Vrindavana. So how is he appearing here? Then you have the whole pastime described in the Bhagavatam about all the prayers will be offered by Vasudeva and Devaki. Vasudeva will make offerings of hundreds and thousands of cows with golden horns and hoofs and dressed cows, and he'll do all that mentally. And then Devaki will get very afraid of Kamsa, because previously to that all her children have been killed by Kamsa. And so she will, tell the Lord that you look like God. I mean, it's very easy to spot you. Sankha Chakra Gada Padma and all these beautiful earrings and Vaidhurya stone and Shamantaka Mani and whatnot. You look too opulent and you obviously look like God. So I'm afraid that Kamsa will come and do the same thing to you out of her motherly affection. So Krishna immediately became a small boy, Balakrishna. Very beautiful looking, that's also described here. And in this way he was carried by Vasudeva. You know the story, so I'm cutting it short. Across the Yamuna, which is in Spate, and he reached Vrindavan. And the assignment was that he should replace this kid with another female kid that has been born to Yashoda. And truly so he does that. And Yashoda is fast asleep. He goes and replaces this kid there and takes the female kid and brings all the way here. And then Kamsa hears about the child and he comes and he sees it's a female. And then you know the story after that. But in Vrindavan, it seems, explained by all the acharyas, if you look at the Gopika Geetam, the gopis will say in the first shloka of the Gopika Geetam, who knows? Yeah. Jayati tedikam janmana vraja shayata indira shashvatatrahi daitya drishyata dikshutavakas Tvai drishta savas tvam vichinvate. Gopis are confirming you were born in Vraja. Jayati te dikam janmana Vraja. You were born in Vraja. And who is a greater proof for Krishna being born in Vraja than the gopis? They know everything about Krishna and they're so absorbed in Krishna. So now the controversy is, was he born in Vraja? He is born in Mathura. He is born in Vraja, confirmed by the gopis. And that is described by the acharyas how he was born to Yashoda. There were twins born to Yashoda. One is Krishna, and the other one is the female, Krishna's Yogamaya, Shakti. And then when Vasudev came there, that Krishna became absorbed in the Krishna he placed. That's what's mentioned. What happened is, it's not that he brought Krishna. Krishna was already born along with Yashoda. And he quickly went to Mathura and gave darshan to his mother in four-handed form. Because that's what you've been worshipping. And I'm your child, that's what you wanted. You want me to be born as your child, I'm born as your child. Hari bol. And then you are the one who told me, go quickly, get hidden somewhere. And so Vasudev took. So it's mentioned that Krishna was born in Vrindavan, he quickly came to Mathura and took four-handed form and showed his mother, Hari bol, I am here, your son, born to you, and you're the one who ordered me, go back. I went back to Vrindavan. That's it. So Krishna was born in Vrindavan. He quickly came and gave darshan to Devaki. When she got up, she saw four-handed form of Krishna. Oh, beautiful. And he went back. He gave darshan, he went back. Because on her order, he said, but and Vasudev took. This is the mystery. He was born in Vraja. He came and gave darshan quickly. And he left. Later he came back to Mathura when he was 10 years old. He killed Chanura, Mushtika, Akrura came and took him, and there's a very emotional scene there described with the gopis not allowing him to go, the Gopas and Nanda and Yashoda and everybody, and finally he promises, I'll come back. Of course he didn't come back for 125 years. And then he went to Mathura and killed Chanura, Mushtika, Kamsa and everybody, and the Leelas are described. This is the Tattva. And this is the mystery. That's why it says, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattvataha. If you are able to understand the mystery of one thing is the Janma Tattva. Most people think Krishna is so and so and all that. So, another aspect of this is to know Krishna is not. Why do we worship Krishna? Now I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to ask you a question. Why do we worship Krishna only? Huh? Because he's the most attractive. What else? Why do we worship Krishna? Raise your hands. He's the one who gives the liberation. Because he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What does that mean, by the way? you explain Supreme Personality of Godhead. Aja and all that, that's mentioned, I know that. The cause of all causes, okay. What does that mean? Fine. Okay. Yes. Anybody else? Take a go. Don't have to be right. Huh? He's our beloved Father. So in this way, different people have different views about why we worship Krishna.
Also, in every form of the Lord, as a Krishna Tattva, be it in a defensive position or in some type of a way, Krishna is all in the position of blessing, not in a defense position.
Aha. It's an interesting observation. See, if you open the Bhagavatam, first canto, and if you read the introduction, Prabhupada will explain to you, and then if you read the first sloka of the Bhagavatam, you will understand something very interesting and important. I'll get into that right now. Another one, if you look into the definition of who are we as ISKCON, devotees of Krishna, you will see a definition given by our communication ministry or by the GBC and all that. We are a monotheistic Vaishnava tradition. Have you heard that? Yeah. We are a monotheistic Vaishnava tradition. What do you think about that? Monotheistic means we worship only one God. Otherwise, Indians are what normally? Hindus. Polytheistic, worship many gods. We are a monotheistic. No, I'm not criticizing actually that. That's required in the Western world to describe yourself like that. But you know the story about Lord Ganesh worshipper who came to see Jagannath and Snana Yatra, we talk about that and gave Gajavesha and all that. You know that? What did he say to the king? He told that my Ishta Devata is Ganesh. I don't see Ganesh anywhere here. And the Lord gave him darshan as Ganesh. Is he also a monotheistic person? He worships only Ganesh. Is it not? How do you like that argument? Monotheism means out of the many gods, I worship one God only. That's the meaning of monotheism. Is Ganesh worshipper in that Leela also not a monotheistic person? Yes or no? Yes. So, it actually means that out of the many gods, you worship one God only. You don't worship many. If you worship many, you're polytheistic. If you worship only one, if you pick and choose one, and you worship one, you are? Yeah, it's difficult for you to say that now, is it? If you worship one of them, you are monotheistic. So you are worshipping Krishna out of the many, many gods. Correct? This is why you're worshipping Krishna. Because you like Krishna out of the many gods. Am I right in this statement? Am I right in making this statement? I am also a monotheistic tradition. Out of the many 33 crore plus gods, I have chosen Krishna. I am a monotheistic worshipper of Krishna. Am I right or wrong in stating this? Yes or no? Now you have to tell me why. Now you understand why it's important to understand what's the meaning of the appearance of Krishna. Wrong what I stated. Krishna is not one of the many gods. Aham Madirhi Devanam. I am the source of all the gods. I heard from Jayadvaita Maharaj that, we were having a conversation. He was in South India and we were talking about the BBT and I'm very active in the BBD. We publish books in the Malayalam language in Kerala. We finished almost everything. And we were talking about how we had difficulty in translating the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then I was asking him, what does Godhead really mean? Then he smiled and he said, Giriraj Maharaj went and asked Prabhupada, what's the meaning of Godhead? And Prabhupada said very simply, Maharaj started laughing when he said that. He said, fountainhead? Lot of that water comes from that one fountainhead. Many sources of water, like fountainhead, Godhead, Prabhupada told. Very simply explained to him. He said, and Maharaj started laughing. So, Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why I said, now go back to the introduction to the Bhagavatam. You must definitely go and see this today. It's just a single read of about a page. If you read the introduction, Prabhupada will tell you there, the understanding of God and the understanding of the absolute truth are two different things. You got this? The understanding of God and the understanding of the Supreme Absolute Truth are two different things. How do you like that? Is it becoming more confusing? Yes or no? Yeah, that's the idea, by the way. I want to confuse you a little bit because you should go and read the book nicely. Read the introduction to the Bhagavatam. There Prabhupada will explain that God and absolute truth are two different things. He doesn't exactly say that, but he says it's two. The Bhagavatam hits at the absolute truth. Krishna happens to be God, but he's something more than that. He's the absolute truth. Janmadyasya tanvayadi tratas charteshva bhignaswarat tene brahma hridayadi kavaye muhyanti yatsuraya tejo vari mridam yata vinimayo yatra tisargo amrisha dhamna svena sada nirasta kuhakam satyam param dhimahi janmadyasya yatah. And before that, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. That first shloka very wonderfully describes Krishna's position as the absolute truth. That's why the gopis in the Gopika Gita will say, we heard that you're God. We heard that you're in everybody's heart a super soul. But, Kitava Yoshita Kastyajen Nishi, you're a cheater, you're a debauchee. This is the gopis are saying too. This is amazing. We heard that you're God. We heard that you're super soul in everybody's heart. But I know you as a cheater, a debauchee. And it's mentioned that Krishna loves to hear this. More than the chanting of the Vedas, the chastisement of the gopis like this is very sweet for Krishna to hear. Because we are not worshipping just another God. We are worshipping the Supreme Absolute Truth. We are worshippers of the Supreme Absolute Truth. Now go and read the 7th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. What does it say, the title? What is the 7th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita's title? Knowledge of the Absolute Truth. There Krishna is describing how he is absolute and how the demigods are relative. And he is telling, don't worship the demigods, only those who have very less intelligence will worship the demigods. Alpamedasha. There is Krishna explaining how I am absolute truth. I am not part of the relative truth. The demigods are all relative truth. They have a lifetime of one manvantara, they come, they go, and each time it is different people occupying that position. But I am absolute. I never change. I am Purusha Purana, Ekam Purusha Purana. The same old personality of Godhead. The absolute truth. Janmadhyasayatah Satyam Param Dhimahi. That absolute truth is descending. That is Janmashtami. Shri Krishna Janmashtami Mahotsavam ki. Therefore you are worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and He is appearing once in a day of Brahma. The absolute truth is appearing in this world. The source of everything, Janmadya Sayataha, all the living entities, all the demigods, the entire creation, everything coming from Him, He descends. That's why the advent of Krishna is not an ordinary thing. You get the point? Whom are you worshipping? The absolute truth. And then you will see Prabhupada's statement, the absolute truth is a person, period. He is Krishna, period. Now, we are worshippers of the absolute truth, and the absolute truth is a personality, the supreme personality. In this way, Prabhupada used the coinage, the supreme personality of Godhead. It's not that because we are Vaishnavas that we worship Krishna. It's for everybody to worship Krishna. If you don't want to call Him Krishna, it doesn't matter. He's the supreme absolute truth. You just can't avoid worshipping Him. It's not an option that you worship Krishna. If you read the Bhagavad Gita, it's not an option. Oh, I worship Shiva, you worship Krishna. Okay, fine. He's not one of the gods. You get the point? So Janmashtami is the descent of the absolute truth. So for devotees in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, it's very special, very important. Therefore we prepare for the appearance of the absolute truth. It's no ordinary event. It's no ordinary event. And that's why the description is given, the advent of Krishna. And before that there are chapters that are very important about the appearance of Krishna. Before that you will see prayers by the demigods. Devaki is pregnant and there's prayers of the demigods. And it's very wonderful. Before that, the advent of Lord Krishna, there's an introduction to it. And there's a preparation for the appearance of Krishna. Finally, birth of Lord Krishna. Chapters preparing. And before that you have Kamsa trying to kill his sister Devaki on the chariot. And the father and mother of Krishna, Devaki and Vasudeva, faced so many difficulties before Krishna appeared. Horrible, I don't want to be a devotee. This is what's going to happen to me. So many things happened. Got imprisoned, and Kamsa would, catch hold of the feet of the small, tender kid and bang it against the stone wall and kill the kid in front of the eyes of Devaki. All of them he killed. Until the seventh kid happened to be a female and flew up in the sky and said, "You idiot, you stupid fellow, Kamsa, you think that you will get to kill Krishna so easily? He is born elsewhere already." Yogamaya, Mahamaya appeared and this happened. In this way, traumatic situation for them. Devaki and Vasudeva, they were imprisoned. And before that, there is a whole story of how Vasudeva pleaded with Kamsa when he heard that Asiriri coming from the sky, the voice that, "Kamsa, you idiot, you fool, the eighth child of this lady is going to kill you." And his whole demoniac quality came to the fore. Whether it's my sister, my mother, my father, anybody, I don't care. And he pulled out his sword and he was ready to kill his sister Devaki. And Vasudeva used diplomacy, he used wonderful talk, praised Kamsa, and he told him not to kill. "I'll give you all the children in the hand." He made a promise, which he kept up. The promise. So, right from the day he got married, problems started. And all his children died. Finally Krishna appeared. So the tattva of the appearance of Krishna is all. Because I told you the absolute truth is appearing. It's not an ordinary event. And you have to work hard if you want the absolute truth to be appearing in your life too. Bhakti means achieving Krishna's appearance. In fact, Janmashtami is not only one tithi in the year. The day that Krishna actually appears in your consciousness is the final Janmashtami. He appears in your life, in your consciousness. And then you don't need to have any more Janmashtamis. So a life, a preparation for getting pure devotion for Krishna, an appearance of Krishna within our consciousness, we become Krishna conscious. That is also Janmashtami. So these chapters describe how you should prepare for that. The final Janmashtami is when Krishna actually appears in my consciousness. And I become fully Krishna conscious. And for that you will have to go through quite some austerity, like Devaki and Vasudeva went through. So the Acharyas have commented on that 6 children were killed. First's name was Kirtiman. Kirtiman, as soon as he was born, Vasudeva went and handed over the child. And Kamsa was thinking, oh, this guy is a very honest, nice Brahmana. He will follow his promise. So he gave the child back. He said, okay, fine. You keep the child, it's okay. So the 8th child I'm worried about. So I look at it at that time. So he was in a good mood. He said, why kill the children? But as soon as the child went back, and then the demigod said, this is not do good. It's got to be accelerated some more. And so they got together and said that, then Narada Muni came, and he was friends with everybody, including, Dhira Adhira Janapriyo Priyakaro Nirimat Sarau Pujito. Like it's mentioned, the Sat Goswami Ashtakam. The great pure devotees of the Lord, they are dear to both the demons and the devas. So Narada Muni went with Kamsa, and he very slightly told him that as I was coming, I saw a huge conference of all the demigods together. They were deciding to appear along with Krishna in this place. So I just want to tell you that you should be careful. And so immediately he changed his mind. He went back, he imprisoned Vasudeva and Devaki, killed that child, and he killed the successive 5 children, totally 6 children. He killed, and then the 7th child was the female child. And after that, Krishna. So in this way, 6 children killed, and then Krishna appeared. Why is it that from that same womb, 6 children were killed before? That's explained by the Acharyas as the 6 impurities, 6 coverings of the soul, which we need to get rid of. What are they? Yes, what are they? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Lust, anger, greed, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, illusion, Mada, madness, Matsarya, envy. Like this, all these are anarthas, coverings of the soul. And these need to be taken out for us to actually experience pure Krishna consciousness. In this way, relative to our development of bhakti and Krishna appearing in our consciousness, also in Devaki, you can see that pastime of all the 6 children representing Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Matsarya, passing away, and then Krishna appearing. Once we keep our heart cleansed, Krishna appears. Right? In the same way, for Devaki also, similarly, this thing happened. And this is a parallel drawn by all the great Acharyas. So you'll see a lot of things happening in the life of Devaki and Vasudeva. Lots of things happen in the life of a devotee, but they're all for the good. It's purification. And then finally Krishna appears. So you may be chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, sincerely. And you may be wondering, why yaar, I've started chanting, all these bad things are happening to me. I got to pay more taxes. My boss is getting heavier on me. And my wife doesn't like me much anymore. And my kids are all screaming at me. And the neighbors threw a stone on my windshield, it broke. All sorts of things are happening. Everything is happening since I started chanting Hare Krishna. I want to stop it. It's wrong reasoning. You're getting purified. All the dirt is coming out. And very soon you will be in full Krishna consciousness. So devotee also is sincerely practicing devotional service. He feels challenged. But in the challenge, he will depend more and more on Krishna. And he enjoys the sweetness of surrender, dependence on Krishna. This is what Vasudeva and Devaki did. Vasudeva and Devaki were determined to be Krishna conscious under any situation and circumstance. And Krishna appeared. After that, it was wonderful for Devaki and Vasudeva. He came and killed Kamsa. He restored the kingdom to Ugrasena. And he went and met his mother and father several times, and so many wonderful things happened. In this way, there is relevance to the appearance and the advent of Krishna in many different facets. The tattva, the mystery, the lessons we can learn from it, and the Leela itself, the beautiful appearance of Krishna in the prison house of Kamsa. So in this way, many lessons can be learned. I am crunching everything together because we have short time and we have already passed our time, I think. We can, in this way, in great depth, understand. That's the meaning of Krishna saying, Evam yo veti tattvataha. One who understands this, Tyaktva deham punarjanmanaiti mameti so Arjuna. I know all of you will get very busy in Janmashtami with fundraising campaigns, with many other types of services, this one, that one, and that day you'll be fasting and visitors will come and they will come and go, so busy, we can't really meditate on these things much. It's very busy. So maybe much before itself you can start meditating on it and actually offer yourself and pray to Krishna. And offer your services to Krishna. Shri Krishna Janmashtami Mahotsavam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Nittai Gaur Premanande. Okay, Hari Bol. Thank you for your standing ovation, or rather sitting ovation. Any questions? Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for the wonderful enlightenment. So my quick question is that, you have beautifully explained that Krishna was actually born in Vrindavan, not at a prison house. Now my question is that we know there was a pregnancy, we know that there was a prayers by the demigods, and we also, as you have explained, that there was a twin born to Mother Yashoda, which means that was there Krishna as a Vrindavan Krishna born there and the Mathura prison Krishna born here, that both of them might have merged into each other and just become one at one point? How do you explain that?
I didn't say that they were born, one was born here and one was born there and they merged and all that.
No,
it's a new model and a new theory you're proposing. Are you?
No.
Then?
So was there one born through the...
There was only one thing happening. He was born in Vrindavan. And from there, he appeared here. It doesn't take God a lot of work to transport himself from Vrindavan to Mathura, catch the rickshaw and get down in the Mathura railway station and this thing. He doesn't have to do all that. He's God. Right? He's God. Boom. You can do it in no time. First you should have that faith. So, he instantly appeared because he's devotee. He appeared in his four-handed form because that is the form that they worshipped. The Guru Ayyappan form that I was telling about, that's the form they worship. So he appeared in that four-handed form and they recognize immediately you're that same person. He appeared and then she said, Kamsa will come and he'll do something to you like he'd done to all the other kids. Naturally, that's been happening. And so I'm very afraid. So he shrunk himself to a two-handed small baby form. And that's also described here. And then Vasudev carried, you don't be here, you stay with Nanda Maharaj, safe. So he took, but that's part of the Leela. So when that Krishna came, he just got absorbed in the original Krishna who was present there. This is Prabhupada is explaining in a footnote here. It's explained that Krishna born. And I also told you proof from the gopis. Jayati te dikam janmana vraja. Janma in Vraja. You took birth in Vraja. It doesn't say Mathura. They are confirming it. You're born. Vrindavanam parityajya eka padam na gachanti. Krishna will never take one step out of Vrindavan. He was born in Vrindavan. Means he appeared in Vrindavan. Somewhere here in a footnote Prabhupada explains. I'm not able to get that. I can see. Okay? So birth occurred in one place. That's in Vrindavan.
Krishna Maharaj, to continue to the same question, so when Krishna was the womb of Mother Devaki, that time demigods used to come and they worship, and so how do you understand that, because that time also can expect like Krishna in the womb of Mother Devaki, right? So how do we understand this thing? So my question is,
what is the demigods? You see, when we say in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, when we say Vishnu, we say Narayana, we mean Krishna only. It's not a problem for us. In the morning for Vishnu, for Tulasi Arati, we'll say, what do you say? Vindaye Vishnu Bhakti Pradevi. So are you going to be fanatically saying, we should not be saying Vishnu Bhakti, we should be saying Krishna Bhakti? No, we mean Krishna only. We know it's the same Krishna who is appearing in his role, official role as Vishnu in the material world. Right? When Krishna goes to work in the material world, he is called Vishnu. When he stays home and socializes with the neighbors, he is called Narayana. When he goes home and hangs around with his mother and father, he is the original Krishna. That's all. It's like when you go, you have roles to play. Similarly, so it's Krishna for us. That's all. Okay? Om Tat Sat, Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Thank you, Maharaj, for kindly visiting us and giving this wonderful class in Kirtan. Hopefully we'll see you every year at least, Maharaj. We look forward to hearing from you and getting your association. So thank you again. So we already made most of the announcements. I'm just going to cover today's sponsors. So first sponsor is a devotee of Krishna who is sponsoring the feast for Annadana. Annadan. So please give a big round of applause to this devotee of Krishna. I think they want to remain anonymous. Second is Sparsha Mataji sponsoring the feast for Mom Shri Devi's birthday. Sparsha Mataji, are you here? Sparsha Mataji, please come forward. Please come and receive Mahaprasad. Sparsha Mataji. Do you see her? No? Probably she's not here. Okay, we'll catch up with her later. Third sponsor is Anjali Kaur, who is sponsoring for a new job. You know, Anjali Kaur, are you here? Shama Mohini Mataji. Your niece? Please come forward, Mataji. No. Kanapriya Prabhu. Okay. Fourth is another devotee of Krishna who is sponsoring for a new baby. Give them a big round of applause. Again, devotee of Krishna sponsoring. And last one is Sai Saran Kandimalla, who is sponsoring for their niece's birthday. And her name is Chaturya Lakshmi. Sai Saran Kandimalla and family, are they here? No? Okay, anyway, we'll give them a big one. Okay. All right. Anything else, Mataji? Yeah, we covered it. Yeah. Okay. Think we are good. Okay. So we'll do Prashadam prayers. Make a single line for blessings. Volunteers, kids and seniors first. And then we'll make a single line for Prashadam. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Sing Prashadam prayer. Mahaprashade Govinde. Namo Brahmane Vaishnave. Swalpatulyavatam Rajan. Vishwasho Navajayate. Sharira Vidyajal. Jodendriyata hai ka. Jive phaile visheshagre. Tar madhya jivahati. Lobh maya sudharmati. ताकि जिता कठिन संसारे कृष्णा बड़ा दया मोय कोरी बारे जीवा जाए स्वप्रसाद अन्य दिलो भाई से ही अनामृता पाओ शिशि राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमिदा की श्री चैतन्य निताय जय निमाई जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। भगवत महाप्रसादम की, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की।
How long do we have? Is she playing? Just play whatever. I'll just like sing to
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Radha Madhuri Radha Madhuri Radhe, Radha Madhuri Radha Madhuri Radhe, Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe, Jaya Shri Gopal, Jaya Shri Gopal, Shri Gopal, Jaya Shri Gopal, Jaya Shri Gopal, Shri Gopal, Shri